All right, everybody, we are doing a little night ride. We came back this afternoon, probably around 1 o'clock-ish, and traffic was pretty heavy. So we decided to walk down to town, went out for lunch, hit up a couple other stores, and went back to the room and just kind of hung out for a little while because we didn't want to. It was getting pretty gnarly with traffic, so we decided to just hang out. And now we're just gonna go out and do a little bit of a night ride. Do nothing crazy. We're just gonna go out and put a few miles on. Just stopped and filled up with gas, and now we're waiting here to cross the road by the Enchanted Forest. By the way, I am on the Arctic Cat right now, and Kathy's on the Skidoo. I made some small suspension adjustments to the front end on this thing. I softened the shocks up a little bit, and I just want to see if that made any kind of difference with the way that this thing's going to ride. There's a little 200. That's awesome. I love seeing stuff like that. So, I'm gonna make a left here instead and go up, what is this, Trail 1 or something like that? And just go this way for a change. Did ya? I don't remember what trail number this is, but I remember it was a pretty fun trail. Remy's Run. I think this is now. Forgot that I'm even recording. Yeah. Yeah. So anyway, I softened up the front shocks on this thing, and from how I rode it last night to how it feels now, a lot better. It seems like every little adjustment that I make on this thing seems like it makes a huge difference. Well, I can't say huge difference, but makes a noticeable difference. One thing I did too is I went into my settings on my camera and I lowered my microphone by another 4 dB. So I'm up to negative 18 dB. Hopefully that cuts down on what sounds like screaming on my camera. You good? You look like you're cold or something. No? Alright. My nose keeps running. One thing I'm noticing about this sled is it doesn't really like to go slow, as in like, you know, the 20 miles an hour like what Kathy likes to run, 20, 25. This is like a 35 and higher. So what I was saying was, with the adjustments, it seems like every adjustment I make seems like it makes it a little bit better. So that's probably what it was, is the suspension was all, well, I had to replace pretty much every bushing on the machine so far. So all those worn out bushings probably threw everything out of whack. So in the meantime, I had to, you know, just realign everything and do that. Yeah, like we're doing 25 right now, and it does want, I'm not going to say it's darting, but it likes to wander. The faster you go on this sled, it's definitely the better off you are. I'll tell you what, Old Forge is really nice. Now, if it's you and a couple of your buddies and you want to ride fast and do a lot of miles, I really don't think this is the place for you. I think Old Forge is more of a laid back, if you have a family or a group of kind of newbie riders and you're not crazy, you're not all about getting the miles in, and you just want kind of a leisure pace and see some really beautiful scenery, then Old Forge is the place for you. Now granted, we really haven't even done any of the outer trails really. We've only done the inner trails. Okay, so this is Trail 8 that we're on right now. We'll go that way. We'll go that way. You good? Gonna go that way. This is Trail 8. This is where, so before, when we got back, we literally parked the sleds. we got dressed. Didn't get dressed. We got changed and walked out of the motel room to go and get some lunch. And right as we were doing that, the sirens are going off. And apparently, up here on Trail 8, there was an accident. They didn't say who. There's actually kind of two of them that happened simultaneously. One was up near Racket Lake, and this one was down here on Trail 8. The one that happened on Trail 8, really don't have any info on that. But the one that happened up at Racket Lake was a 25-year-old female. They didn't say what kind of injuries. That's all that they said. That was just what was posted on Facebook. So hopefully nothing serious. And guys, when it's busy like this, you just slow down. Come on. I mean, like I say, there's families out here. We all want to have a good time, but do it safely. I'm not sure if I had the camera going earlier, but we were on Trail 5, and there was a group of... I'm not going to use the word expert. I'm going to use the word immature. There was a group of immature riders that they 100% saw us coming, and they decided to slide sideways around the turn. Like, it was... I saw them. I mean, there was plenty of room. Don't get me wrong. But come on. What if your truck clipped a rock or something like that? What would happen? There'd be, injury to both parties if something like that was to happen. We just want to have fun. I don't know how else to say it. We just want to come out here. We want to enjoy ourselves, have a good time. This is not a race to me. If you want to race, go join Snowcross. I just want to come out here with Kathy, with some friends, ride around, have a good time, eat some good food, and chillax. I don't think that's very hard to ask. I don't think it's not much to ask for. If that's the kind of riding you want to do, wait till at night like this so you can see lights coming, and just go and do your thing. But when the trails are packed in the daytime, that is not the time to be racing around, because you cannot see people coming around corners without their lights on and everything like that. Sorry about the little bit of a rant, but that's just something that really bothers me. I mean, we all want to have a good time. Why would you jeopardize something bad happening just by making some stupid decisions? And don't even get me on the subject of drinking and riding the sleds. I'm not going to go there, because if I start ranting on that, you probably won't like me afterwards. We went to Tony Harper's for lunch today, and got a pizza and some garlic knots. It was pretty good. I was happy with it. And but that was like later, so before we came out to go for a ride, I told her, I said, I don't think I want to go for dinner tonight. I said, I think I'm fine with what we have in the room, and if we want to, maybe just take a walk over to the gas station and get some munchies or something like that. So like I said, we don't plan on doing anything for dinner. I wouldn't mind afterwards, after riding, going and having a drink somewhere, but I don't want to go to the mill because they're just stupid expensive, and we're coming up on the groomer. I will not pass the groomer on a turn. No way. I think this is so much fun, coming out and doing this kind of stuff. Just going for a ride. Making loops, making circles, just going wherever. Oh, I know where we're at. Wheeler Pond. I noticed because on the GPS it's just a big circle. Which way do we want to go? Clockwise, counterclockwise? The Pennsylvania roundabout. Making tornadoes from all those roundabouts. If you don't know what I'm talking about, which I'm pretty much guarantee you don't know what I'm talking about, go on YouTube and type in roundabouts in Pennsylvania and tornadoes, and it's funny. It's one of those call-ins from the news station when they were talking about all the new roundabouts they were putting in. It was pretty funny. I wonder how many times we could go around in a circle before Kathy wonders why we're going around in circles. Oh man, we're gonna go at least once. At least one time in a circle. I'm actually quite surprised how many less of people are out here. I think the splits. I think it just comes right back together. I'm kind of surprised how many you would think there'd be a lot more people riding at night than what there is. I'm not complaining, just making an observation. If I had to compare the power of this sled, I would definitely compare it to the GSX 600. Why is there a big electrical panel out here in the middle of the woods? Am I still recording? Oh, I'm still recording. I don't know how much battery is left on the camera here, so I'm going to kind of do an outro right now. We are on Trail 5 on our way back to the motel room. Yeah, if we come across a side trail, maybe we'll take it. We'll see what it looks like. But in the meantime, we will probably see you again in the morning. I'll see what kind of, I'll pull up on the computer NYSSA maps and see if we can come up with some kind of loop. I would like to kind of head south through Thendara, going down towards Trackside Trailblazers. They had their steak and bake today or whatever it was. I would like to go that way. The only important thing that sucks about that is if we don't come this way and up through kind of like, I want to say, the long way, you have to go on the bridge alongside 28. My ass end just slid right out going around that turn. And that's really sketchy. Here's a question for you guys. Am I still recording? Yep, I'm still recording. Here's a question for everyone. Who out there has or has ridden the Polaris Indy 650 Adventure? I've never ridden a newer style Polaris sled before. I've only done Skidoos and obviously Arctic Cat. How's the handling compared to the Skidoo? I want real world experience. I don't want, I mean, you could go online and on YouTube and watch snow tracks, but you know, they're paid, there's sponsors paid for all those reviews, so I take them with a grain of salt, I really do. But I want some real world experience compared to other brands. I'd like to know what you guys think of the 650 Indy Adventure. I just love the way they look. I love the way they sound. It's just, you know, Polaris isn't on my top of the food chain. From working on their quads, I know what the reliability of their quads are, and well, they used to not be that great. I guess they've gotten a bit better now, but I want to know what the snowmobiles are like. I know every brand has its issues, and but those I really like the way those Indy Adventures look like. And there's a guy at the hotel that I think he left, but he had a 650 was it 650 or 600 adventure, but it was the Axis chassis, not the Matrix chassis. So if anyone can give me, like I said, some real world experience, I'd appreciate it. I'd like to know how they handle compared to the Skidoo. And you've heard me say 100 times that this Arctic Cat, it's no Skidoo on the trails. The Skidoo is like that thing is, it's like it's on rails. This thing is like, that's a good way to put it. The Skidoo rides like it's on rails. The Arctic Cat rides like it's on balloon tires. Does that analogy make any sense to you guys? I'll tell you what, I talked a whole lot on this ride. That little part of the outro, I guess I'll have to cut that out.